Today we are going to look at redefining the challenge. So we will go to your design handbook, screen share with you, and you scroll to the design section. The essential standards for this are: I can define users' problems or challenges with supporting evidence, and I can determine the meaning of unknown words relevant to our challenge. We're going to focus on redefining the challenge. What you'll do is you'll open up a copy, right? You'll file, make a copy. When you make your copy, you want to make sure that your share settings are changed to anyone with the link as an editor. Right? You'll copy the link from your document into your design handbook so everyone on your team can see it and access it in the space that says link to your copy. Awesome. So let's first look at the exemplar for redefining the challenge. The problem has been provided for you. It is your job to explore why that is a problem, who it impacts, set goals for overcoming it, and brainstorm possible barriers. So the problem has been provided for you. That is the problem statement at the top of your project brief. How might we ... create a product to sell to Guadalupe Center's high school students? How might we educate people on water pollution? How might we create an event that fundraises books for children, right? Whatever your project brief challenge statement is, okay? That's already been provided for you, but you kind of need to narrow your focus and see what's the real problem. What do we really need to work on solving? First step is listing stakeholders. Let's go to the blank document. You're going to list stakeholders. Right? Stakeholders are people that are affected by your challenge. That could be teachers, that could be members of the community, specific or broad, that could be your peers, that could be people on one side of the world, that could be the entire world, that could be animals, right? Get as broad or as narrow as you need to. Who is going to be affected by this problem or this challenge, right? And what do they need, right? So let's go back to the exemplar. This one is creating swag and office stuff for teachers at Guadalupe Centers. So teachers need ways to organize because they have a lot of stuff to manage, right? The stakeholder is the teacher, and what do they need, right? They need ways to organize. Students need fun stuff because it makes them proud to be an Aztec, right? The front office needs different things than students and staff. The front office needs to organize because they have a lot of materials, and they need swag because their space is the first one that people see when they come in, right? So who are your stakeholders, and what specific needs do they have and why, right? That's what you'll be doing here. Blank needs blank because blank. Moving on to the problem statement. If you're looking at the list of needs above or up here, which are most urgent, common, and able to be solved? The fact that administrative staff needs swag because they often have stakeholders coming in, is that as important as the teachers who need personal items because they can be confused? I don't know. That's up to you. That's up to the client, right? So you're gonna look at the problem statement and you're gonna revise it based on the information that you gathered about their stakeholders and their problems. What do you need to focus on? The problem is that teachers need pencil cup holders or a way to organize because they have a lot of materials, okay? The problem is that students don't have enough Aztec swag to represent their school, okay? The problem is that students need swag, right? Because they need to be proud to be an Aztec, right? The one that we came up with in the exemplar is that teachers need tools to manage their spaces because it helps them be more efficient, productive, and comfortable. Those are 3 reasons, and that's why it's the most urgent common need that we can solve. Right? Moving on, think about your problem statement when you just created up here. What constraints or barriers could keep you from solving this problem? Right? What could get in your way? If you think about the issues and possible barriers now, it will help you when it comes time to create a solution because you've already thought about that. You're not going to run into any speed bumps because you see them all coming, right? So what are we working with? What might hold us back? Is it money? Is it time? Is it resources? Is it lack of motivation or empathy from students? Is it, the list could go on. What's going to hold you back? What could possibly stop you, right? So if they're working with tools to manage their spaces, what if the 3D printer isn't big enough? Right? What if it's too slow? What if the things can't be made for super heavy items? So let's say you want to make a computer stand. What if you can't make items that hold weight? Right? What if you don't have enough filament, stuff to print with? Okay, all the things that could possibly hold you back. Okay? And then finally, you're looking at your problem statement that you've just created, and you're looking at your constraints. And you're going to come up with a how might we question to start thinking of solutions. How might we address these problems? Okay. Going back to the blank one. How might we price our 3D printed objects to make enough to purchase filament? Right. So the problem is that it could cost too much. Right? So how might we make a how might we price the 3D objects well enough to purchase filament? Okay. How might we choose an item that fits in the print bed but is still usable? How might we manage our time so that Andrew or Mr. H can get the items printed? Okay. How might we address each problem? Okay, so each problem or possible barrier that you come up with needs a how might we statement to address it. Okay. So these lists should be the same length. We only have one exemplar in here. Right. You are doing this to help you start to brainstorm into a roadmap and to research for the best solution. Right. The more narrow your focus is now, the easier it will be to come up with a product and a presentation for your client that everybody will be satisfied with. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Good luck. Have fun.